Sorry, one second.
Not a problem. Deb sent me your questions, so I've got
Okay.
some of them written down. Don't know where you want to start, but
Yeah, that's what we're trying to decide. Okay. Should we just start on yours then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you have any direct part or influence in the process of passing NAGPRA?
did I personally?
Yes.
Not directly, but certainly indirectly. I was a supporter of the change of the Iowa Burial Code. I was a proponent of American Indian civil rights. As you know, I'm an anthropologist, so I have an interest in people and human rights, that sort of thing. I also was one of the co-founders of Iowa State University's American Indian Studies program. So in those roles, as well as being an archaeologist involved in dealing with Native American archaeological sites, I certainly was supporting this at the state level and speaking out at national conferences of the Society for American Archaeology and so forth. So I would say yes, but it was indirect.
Okay. Do you happen to know what the first steps in making NAGPRA were?
The first steps?
Yes.
Well, I think that there certainly was the impetus of the change in the Iowa Burial Code. This was very significant at a national level and international too, but let's just deal with the situation in the U.S. And the steps we took here in Iowa were not universally popular with all of our colleagues around the country. In fact, we were much maligned by certain archaeologists and physical anthropologists that felt that they had the unquestioned right to dig up American Indian skeletons and study them and put them on their laboratory storage shelves. So I think that made an impact, and there certainly were other states and people around, Indian activists around the country that were pressing for that. So I think that sort of gigged people at the national level and in the government to rethink this. But, you know, it took them 15 years after Iowa's steps.
Okay.
Okay. Did Maria know that she wanted to make a national impact, or did it just happen that way?
Well, I think that was her goal, but, you know, first things first. She certainly spoke out at national and international meetings, but the trigger, of course, was the Glenwood controversy, in which she took a direct role, and so certainly her sights and job was to get things going at the state level. And she made a big impact on archaeologists. And fortunately, in my opinion, there were certainly the majority of archaeologists in Iowa listened to her. And so I think her eyes were always on the national prize, so to speak. But her efforts started out in Iowa.